June of 2004, we were on a combat patrol and an insurgent was in front of us and they had fired a rocket-propelled grenade which penetrated the firewall of my vehicle and it went through my arm, taking it off of the shoulder. My lieutenant was sitting right behind me. It went through her arm. It exploded behind her, which sent shrapnel to the back of my seat and lacerated my liver. And I also inhaled when the rocket exploded, which severely damaged my lungs. And I also sustained a brain injury. I had to relearn how to do everything all over again. You know, things that people take for granted, walking, talking, feeding yourself. As I lay there, I just remember thinking that I didn't want to live like that. I heard of Rebuilding America's Warriors through another combat wounded vet. I had an ulcer on the back of my head and it was about that big. And I was quite embarrassed by it. I wore a ball cap all the time. It didn't go all the way away, but it was horrible where now I could actually get short haircuts. And you know, it really gave me self-confidence back. She did the hernia surgery and gave me the flat stomach, but later informed my wife and I that she had found 2 growths of bone that were growing in there, and that's why I had been in pain for so long. And she relayed to my wife that had I not had that surgery, if I would have fallen the wrong way or gotten in a car accident, I probably would have bled to death. Living in a fog is not the way you want to live. Living in pain is not the way you want to live. And because of Rebuilding America's Warriors, I don't have to live like that anymore.
After his surgery, we began to see a difference in him very quickly. First of all, his physical appearance. He never liked to look in the mirror, and all of a sudden, when he looked in the mirror, a smile came upon his face.
I had my surgery in January of 2015. By September of 2015, I was doing my first obstacle course race in Fort Bragg with an organization called Operation Enduring Warrior. When we founded Combat Veterans Hope, we knew right away we were going to have to enlist the aid of the community in order to fuel the programs that we provide for our combat veterans. So we've enlisted the aid of companies that want to give back, civic organizations that want to give back.
Warfighters and spouses or mothers and fathers, they needed help. And we created opportunities and venues that would actually allow them to communicate and talk about their experiences. We didn't want them to feel alone.
I know for myself, when I returned home, it was very hard for me to adjust mentally. My right arm being gone became an inconvenience. What I still struggled with was the post-traumatic stress. And we are here to provide services so that our combat veterans can be given venues free of charge where they can just be around each other and realize that they're not alone in their struggles and their families aren't alone in their struggles. When I was struggling with post-traumatic stress, I had no idea anything was wrong with me. I thought something was wrong with everybody else. But it was when I went and actually got help that I understood that post-traumatic stress, very simply defined, is a very normal reaction to an abnormal situation, and there is a way to overcome all those challenges. Post-traumatic stress will never go away, but we can live with it. It's amazing how one organization can change your life so much that you yourself are giving back in the same way. Maybe not doing the same things they're doing, but you're going to give back too, because of what they did for you.